Hi, this is Ashley back with Lumefinity. Today I'm going to show you how to make these mini dream catchers, and I just want to thank Jordantine1. She has a YouTube channel that she does bracelets, and I actually picked up this technique right here on this part. I got the idea from her open oval bracelet, so you should go check out her tutorials if you like making bracelets and stuff, because they are really super cute. And I just had to make about 50 of them to help out a fellow loomer for children in Haiti, and that's where I actually came up with the idea for the top part of these mini dream catchers. So if you want to grab some bands, I can't really give you an exact count on these. It's really going to depend on the colors you decide to use. You can mix these up, and I would grab some pony beads, because I used pony beads. It adds weight to the bottom. And then on these I only did 3, but if you wanted to, you could add more little strands on the bottom. That's really kind of up to you. Maybe for this tutorial I'll do 6, just so we can all see how it comes out. So go ahead and grab your supplies, grab a loom, grab a hook, and we will go ahead and get started. So once you have your loom, we're actually going to move the configuration, and you're going to want to put it in a square. So pop your middle pegs out. And put it in a squared configuration. And I'm going to stick with white for my border today while I do this tutorial. So depending on what color you want as the border, I'm doing this part right here that you see. That'll be our white. So if you want to do a different color, you can do that. So we're going to start with that portion of the loom, or that portion on the loom, I should say. And you're starting on the top with your squared configuration. You're going to start on the middle peg with a single white band and come out to your left. And do the same thing going to the right. And you're then going to come down 5 times on the left side with single white bands. And then you're going to come from that left peg back into the center. And we're going to repeat that on the right hand side. And bring that one into the center as well, forming a square. Now, I'm also, right now, seriously obsessed with these new dark, it's like I think it's called royal purple. It's actually a jelly under the jelly bands in the Rainbow Loom store, but it's a really dark purple, and I think it's really pretty. So I'm going to use that again, but depending on what color you want to use, we're going to be working on this inside border. And then on the inside here, I don't know how well you can see this, but I used the polka dotted bands, which are actually not Rainbow Loom bands. I picked them up at Joann's, and I'm going to use those again today. If you don't have those, just pick any color you would like, and you could go with 2 different colors or a single color. That's really your choice. You can see here I used a purple polka dot, and then I also used a blue. So we're going to lay those bands first. So whatever color you want on the inside here, those are the ones you want to grab. And then after that, we'll be moving on to this outside border. So let's get started on the inside part. And I'm going to use, let's see what I got in here. Okay, you see I'm doing this on the fly on this one. I think I'm going to go with the light blue and the purple again, but I'm going to do my purple on top. So I'm going to start with the light blue, and you're going to take the first color or whatever color you're using for the inside border. And again, the one I'm laying right now is, you don't really see it that much. It's on the back side, so you could go with the same color. It's just you kind of see it in between. So I'm going with that side first. And you're going to go from the top left peg, the first left peg, over to the right third peg in one long line, just like that. And we're going to do that again all the way down. And you're going to stop on the fourth peg down. So you're only putting 4 stripes. And then if you're going to do a different color, now you're going to do the same thing just in the opposite direction. So I'm taking my purple from the right first peg and I'm extending out to the left third. And I'm going to do that again 4 times, coming down. Just like that. So you pretty much have this crisscross X pattern going on. Now we're going to lay the bands that you see here, which are these purple. They're underneath the white. We're going to lay those out. So whatever color you would like to do there, that's what you're going to grab. And you're going to start on the top of the loom, and you're going to go from the center first to the center second pin. And this part right here is the design. What we're laying is part of the design from Jordan Tynes' bracelet, and that's kind of where I came up with this idea while I was making bracelets to help out Amanda and Monica. So you're going to go from the first center to the second center peg and take another single from the second center to the first right pin, and from the center second pin to the second right pin. So this from here to here, here to here, and then here to here. And we're going to create a circle. So you're going to go down to this third center pin and take 1 band from the third center to the third right. And do that again from the fourth center to fourth right. And then when you come down here to the 5th center to the 5th right with a single band, and then you're going to do the 5th center to the 6th right, and then the 5th center to the 6th center, 5th center to 6th left, and 5th center to 5th left. And then we're going to work our way back up. So from the center 4th to the left 4th, the center 3rd to the left 3rd, the center 2nd to the left 2nd, and the center 2nd to the left 1st. So you're creating almost a circle here. You're then going to take a single that matches those bands, and you're going to just go off the center of the circle. So from the second center pin, you're going to stretch this to the 5th center pin, right down the middle. And this gives us the top part of our Dreamcatcher. Now we want to create our tails, and that's really going to depend on what colors you want and what beads you might want. Now on this design, the first one that I created when I got the idea, I placed beads along the top, and then I placed one pretty much every other band on the bottom and all along this bottom here. I think it's a lot of beads. So on this one I tried to simplify it a little. I did no beads on the top, and I just did a couple down here at the bottom. So I'm going to show you the layout with the bands. I'll put my beads on and show you where I'm putting them. But if you want to add more beads, you can. And once you see how I'm putting them on, it's really simple to decide where you want to put them. So for the bottom tail here, I'm just going to go simple on this one. I'm going to do all of this royal purple. I'm going to keep it all pretty much the same color. On here I alternated some of my polka dotted bands, but I'm just going to go with all purple. So to make your tails, you're going to start on this, the 6th peg down, and you're just going to create singles all the way down. So a single purple, and I'm just going to go straight down the loom. And I'm going to repeat that for every row. And this is what you should have. Now I'm going to add on some beads before I start looping. On these here, I added 3 beads on the bottom. It needs some weight, otherwise the bottom, they'll just kind of, the bands will go wherever they want to go. So I'm gonna do the same technique. I'm gonna do the 3 bands, and I'm just gonna do some pink beads. I think I'll go with pink beads. So you want to grab some pony beads, and then normally what most of you know how I do on my videos is we just pinch it and feed it through the bead. I saw on, I believe it was Isalicious' tutorial once, that she uses a tiny, tiny hook. And so I was at Michael's the other day, and I found this hook, and I decided to try it out. And I actually like it because I can take this hook, and I can just put my beads on the hook itself to feed my beads through the band. If you don't have one, that would be fine. You probably already know how to do this, where you take it, and I'm going to use white. If you look, here's my tail, and then I'm using a band in order to create the attachment for the bead, and you'll see here I used white, and I'm going to do the same thing on this design, but you can use whatever color you want to do that. But to do it without a hook, you just pinch your rubber bands together at the end, feed it through the bead, just like this. And then we're going to place that on our hook, and we want to do that 3 times at least. If you want to do more, you're welcome to do more, but for weight purposes, we're going to do that 3 times. So again, take a band, pinch it, feed that through, and then take it and wrap it onto the hook. We're going to do that one more time. And then I'm going to take the color, whatever color I'm using on my strand, which is purple, and I'm going to feed these onto one of those. And create my little circle. And we're going to use that as our capping band. Just like that. So we want to do the same thing for the next 2 pins. So go ahead and pause your video. I'm going to pause on my side, and I'm going to make mine up, because that can be rather time consuming to do on a video. And go ahead and make your end pieces, and then we'll continue from there. Okay, so now I have my 3 end pieces in place with my beads, and I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of accent beads, and I'm going to put mine just in the tails. And this is where you can decide if you want more, if you want less, and how you want to do it. So I decided to use blue, so I made myself a couple, 3 little blue ones with white bands. And if you, as I've said before, if you want to do more, then make up a couple more, pause the video, make a couple more. If you want to add them on the perimeter at all, then all you would do is make them, stick your hook through, and then you'll place them on wherever you want. You would just place them on the peg itself. As far as putting them in the tail, we'll actually put those on as we loop. That way they are facing forward. I tried to do it put them on the pegs, and if you look at this one, all of my beads ended up backwards, kind of. So, or on the side. And I want them facing forward like I did here. So once all of your stuff is in place, and like I said, if you need to pause the video, if you want to add some up here, you're welcome to do so. If you need to pause the video to make a couple of accent beads for the tails, just go ahead and do that now, and we're going to begin looping. So we want to loop up our tails first. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to pull these beads down, and I'm going to grab this bottom band and loop up. And on this one, this is where you'll place them wherever you want to place them. So I'm going to go ahead and place one now so that way everybody knows where to place them. And all you do is you pull you take your bead, put it on your hook, pull the band that you're looping, pull those bands on, and then rehook from there. That way your bead is facing forward. And then I'm going to go ahead and keep looping up. And I'm just going to go ahead and place one on each strand. Once you're at the top, come back down, grabbing the next one. I'm going to go ahead and place my bead on this next band. And then you're going to stop at the top and then come back down and do the next one. I think I'll place this one here. And then you'll stop right there. Okay, so while we were taking our little break, I went ahead and grabbed my second loom, and as I said at the beginning of the video, I was going to try it out with a couple more tails. If you have a second loom, you could do this. If not, if you decide to remake it, you could maybe make these first. And I decided to make these tails a little bit longer, so I did them in white, and I went down this loom 10 times. And I did the same thing at the bottom, added my 3 sets of beads, and I only added like 3 total on these 2. So I'm gonna see, I'm gonna add this on and see how it comes out with the 5 tails. So now that I've made it, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull these off the loom. And I'm going to attach them to these 2, the left and the right pegs. Right at the base of our circle. So I'm just going to go ahead and add those on. Oh, I lost the band. Alright, well this one will be a little shorter then. That should be fine. Okay. Now to loop this section here, what you're going to do is you're going to jump up here. Remember we have this circled band right here. You want to go in, so we're starting on the 5th peg from the top, go inside this circled band, and you want to grab the first purple band, pull it out and onto itself. And I'm just going to repeat this all the way around, always pulling out and onto itself. We're going to do the same thing on the 4th peg from the center peg and pulling out. Now this band can get very loose, so just be careful when you bring it over that you don't lose the band. I mean, it's an easy fix though. I'm going to do that with the 3rd peg, and then up here on the 2nd peg I'm going to do the same thing, grabbing my first top band and bringing it up to itself. My second one over to the left. 3rd one goes to the right, next one goes to my corner, and then one to the top. Now we will not touch any of our long bands that we placed. Those we aren't looping at all. They're going to stay where they're at. You want to come right back down here to the 6th peg where that center tail met. We're going to go in through the purple bands, grabbing our first white band and bringing it to the right. And then you're going to grab the next one and bring it over to the left. Then go in this corner, and we're just going to grab the bottom white band, and we're just going to loop this all the way up, going through all of the bands. And we're going to bring it into the center peg. Repeat that on the left-hand side. Then we're going to grab a single white band, or whatever color that you did as your border, or any other color you choose to, and we're going to create our slip knot through that center peg. What in the world did I just do? And now that we've done that, we can remove it from the loom. And it's pretty easy to remove. You don't have to pop it off one at a time. Just remove these top pegs and corners, and then just wiggle it loose from there. Okay, and then pull down on your tails and pull out on your circle. And that's pretty much it. That's how you make the mini Dreamcatcher. And it's really up to you, like I said, how many tails and how many beads you want to use. I guess it looks kind of cute with the extra tails on the side. I hope you like it. Don't forget to subscribe to receive updates and future tutorials. Have a good day.